First thing I want to do is apologize because this video is long as hell. I don't usually do videos this long. Second thing I want to say is it'll behoove you to listen to it all the way through. Please leave comments down below. Me and the Notification Gang would like to invite everybody to come join us Monday through Thursday, 9:20 to 10 o'clock for morning coffee, where we discuss the events of the prior day and also just talk mess about stuff. See you then. BBN, Jack Frost, what's up, party people? Hey, before the video we even continue, hit that like button, subscribe, and join the Notification Gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. Alright, so recently there's this artist. I know very little about him, if anything about him. I know very, very little about him. His name is Lil Xan. I have absolutely not heard any of his music. If I did, I don't know that I did. So, yeah, that. Anyway, so Lil Xan recently did a interview. I forget where he was doing the interview at, but he recently did an interview. And in the interview, basically, he said that Tupac was boring. Yeah, exactly. But I see this as a bigger problem in hip hop. I mean, I could go into a lot of different things that a lot of other people went into. If you want to check out an opinion that I agree with, it was actually the DJ Academics, Waka Flocka, and T.I. co-signed banning Lil Xan from hip hop. I agree with everything that Academic says in that particular video. I think he was on point. But I want to extrapolate out from that a little. I think that the problem in hip hop is a little bit more systemic than that. I mean, look at it like this. When you have rock bands from the 70s that can go on tour and sell out, from the 80s that could go on tour and sell out, from the 90s that could go on tour and sell out, and you don't have any hip hop artist that can do that. Name a hip hop artist right now that, isn't somebody who's currently still dropping albums. I'm talking about, obviously. I'm not talking about a Jay-Z. He's still dropping albums. I'm not even talking about a Nas. He's still, to a degree, is dropping albums. I'm not talking about any artist who's still dropping current albums or having current material that they're still producing. I'm talking about artists that they're not retired, but if you go to their concert, you know that you're gonna be hearing 20-year-old songs. We just don't have that in hip hop, and I think it is a creation by our own design. Everybody always looking for the new, better thing. A lot of people might not remember this, but BDP dropped the album in like 92. A lot of people look at BDP as an 80s group, right? A lot of people look at KRS-One as an 80s group. He dropped the album in 92. I think Juice came out in like 91 or something like that. Rakim had Know the Ledge on that album, on that soundtrack. That shit was banging. The point in which I'm trying to make is we don't have a cultivation of our history in hip hop like they do in other genres of music. You can still go around and see AC/DC shirts everywhere. We don't have that in hip hop. I mean, yeah, I see a lot of Run DMC shirts and a lot of Run DMC shirt, with the logo, like knockoffs. Like, I'm not gonna say knockoffs, but parodies, if you want to say. I don't know how to put it. But you don't really see still, artists having, how do you say, adverts out there. It's like out of sight, out of mind. A lot of these older rappers, in my opinion, styles change, but lyric-wise, they can probably still hold up against these these nowadays guys. It's just styles change and people gravitate to different things, and even more importantly, the biggest difference is vernacular. No, the artist that's coming out now is using present day vernacular, whereas an MC who was rapping back in the 80s or the 90s or even the early 2000s, they'd be using the vernaculars of those times, the wordings of those times, the slang of that time more than they would be using the slang of this time. That's one of the things that set Jay-Z apart from all these other artists. Jay-Z, his vernacular, his slang, the references that he uses in his songs, it changes from generations to generation. He keeps up with the time. That's the biggest difference between Jay-Z and a lot of these other rappers. He's on top of the game as far as that is concerned. Now, with this Lil Xan situation, do I think he should be banned from hip hop? No. I mean, you can't ban somebody from hip hop. Do I think that more mainstream how do you say outlets as far as media personalities should probably, decide not to give him interviews? I don't think that either. You got to look at it like this. When you go do an interview, right? They're trying to do one of two things. The most important thing that they're always trying to do is break a story. All right? So when you come on their show to do an interview with whoever, I don't care who it is, they're trying to break a story. Now, if they have respect for you, they like your position, they want you to be, incorporated into their media team more often. They want to do more interviews with you, or they want to have exclusive rights to anything that you're doing. It's going to be more in a positive manner. They're going to want to know about a baby you might have coming along, or they're going to want to know about, positive things going on with you. Now, if you're an individual that they don't really respect your position, then they might come after you in a different manner. But at the end of the day, they're always trying to break a story. That's one. The second thing that they're always trying to do is find something to sensationalize. Now, if you've already been involved in shenanigans, that's what they're going to hit on. Because if you sensationalize something, you make it exciting. Exciting interviews, that shows, the work of the producers and everybody behind the scenes, getting, whoever the host is prepared and ready, the host having a certain skill set, allowing for them to put things over and cause things to happen. And it makes your show just gives it credibility. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have a boring show. You have a sensational show, negative or positive. You will get other artists, whether it's hip hop, whether it's celebrity, actors, or whatever it might be, whether it's a politician or whoever, you'll get other people who want to come on your show because they know that they'll get visibility. Now, that is the big thing as far as with, you ever see these people that you be like, why do people go on their show? Every time somebody go on their show, like 3 out of every 4 people that go on that show get lit up. Why do they go on that show? That show makes everybody looks bad. Why do we got all of these freaking Democrats going on Fox News? What are they doing? What they're doing is they're getting themselves in their positions and whatever they're trying to push, visibility. You understand? So those are the two things that these shows want to do. They want to sensationalize things, and they want to break a story. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when both of those things can happen at the same time, it's a win-win for media. Whoever did this, it's a win-win. In this Lil Xan situation, that is basically what just happened. They broke a story. Lil Xan doesn't think much of Tupac. And then they sensationalized it. Lil Xan, he doesn't think much of Tupac. You see what happened? So they created a situation where now a lot of people are looking at Lil Xan. Now, see, but this is the issue, that it's not going to even affect this dude. Well, it's not going to affect him the way that people might think that it will affect him. He might have, other artists not wanting to deal with him. When I say other artists, obviously I mean established artists. I don't mean, people from SoundCloud. They probably think the same thing. What do I know, right? But also, he created a situation where he has alienated an entire group, an entire demographic of music listeners. There's a lot of people that care about Tupac music that don't even listen to rap. If you talk to them, they be like, "Yo, what do you know about rap?" They don't even know Tupac and Biggie. I'm literally telling you this. Pardon me, literally incorrect there. I'm telling you this because this has literally happened to me where I've had conversations with people who don't know nothing, though, who don't know anything about hip hop. Anything. Zero. The only artist that they know is Tupac and Biggie. That's it. They don't listen to anyone else. They don't care about anyone else. They don't understand anyone else's music. Those particular two artists hit close to home for them. And then these are the same type of people that might throw a Jay-Z in there every now and then. But these guys don't know anything, and they don't even listen to hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? The music that they listen to is like different genres, whether it be I used to live in Tennessee. I've met people that listen to like almost only country music and pop music, but they know Tupac and Biggie. So this is where you've just messed up, because it's not just about the fans that you currently have. It's about growing your brand. That's what it's about. That's what all media is about. It's about whatever your media is, whatever it is that you do in media. When I say media, I mean anybody that disseminates, anybody that creates any type of art and then disseminates it amongst the masses in order to either make money or just, get a message out. Any kind of media, like TV, movies, music, news, circulars, newspapers, whatever the case it is, books, any magazines, any type of media. You're trying to create a fan base, or you're trying to create a community. You understand what I'm saying? So when you say things like what he just said, you alienate millions of people that are going to be like, because a lot of, especially the diehard Tupac fans, they're going to take it like, you're being really disrespectful. Now, what did he actually say? He thinks Tupac is boring. There's a good chance that, because we live in this new day and age where you just hate on shit you don't understand. I mean, it's always been like that as far as the world existed, but it's like a new thing right now. Like, that's really the thing to do. Like, to just find stuff to hate on, and the bigger it is, the better. So, the better the hating is, or whatever, I don't know. But so there's a good chance that this whole thing going on with him is he probably just grew up in the era. No, you got to understand, the boy's only 21. So he probably just grew up in the era where, he was getting Tupac thrown at him, and he just rebelled against it. Now, with that being said, he has a right to think anyone is boring that he want to think is boring. I've never heard this dude's music. You know what I'm going to do? I might do a reaction video to this guy's, one of these guy's songs today, or a couple of his songs. I might do some reaction vids today. How about that? I might. I don't know. I don't know if I want to waste my time with his crap. Or I don't know if it's crap, but it might be. Hey, look at it. Look at him. He doesn't look like he makes music that would interest me. Anyway, so that's all I got on this one. I just wanted to put that out there. Like I said, that video that DJ Academics made, I agree with everything that he said. But I think that the bigger problem is that in hip hop, we don't celebrate our history, as much as other fans. And when I say celebrate our history, I mean like artists do. You understand what I'm saying? Artists do. Remember, Nas had the song about Rakim. He said he was gonna do the song about KRS-One, but the one about Rakim got a little pissed off at him, so I'm guessing that's why he didn't do the KRS-One one. I wish he would have did the KRS-One. I hope he re-examines that and decides to do the KRS-One, but he didn't. So, not the artists as much as, the fans. It's just the fans, we don't seem to, not we, that's not fair, because there's a lot of us that do, but like the majority of us don't. I don't understand. This is my biggest thing. I don't understand why freaking Jeezy, I was gonna say Jeezy, but I'm talking about Yeezy. I'm talking about Kanye. I don't understand why when a Kanye or a Nas or uh uh any rap artist is on tour, why he can't take some of the older artists from his city or his town and take them on tour with him so they can make some money, so they could get some more, get their name out there or whatever. Maybe that helps them, make income in different forums, not just on tour. I don't understand why they don't do this. I don't understand why Rakim isn't touring, no, not necessarily starting or being the first act for anybody or anything like that, but being one of the acts leading up to obviously the main attraction on somebody's tour, especially somebody out of New York. I don't understand this. I don't understand why they got a lot of rappers from Atlanta that was like, popping at one time or another. I don't understand why when a T.I. is on tour, and I'm saying T.I. name specifically because he's talking about banning somebody from hip hop, but T.I., you do shows. Why don't you have some of those older artists that, from the Goody Mob or somebody on, and the Goody Mob has some good stuff. The Goody Mob or somebody on, like, at your show when you go do shows. Why aren't you letting them set the crowd up for you or something like that? You understand what I'm saying? They come out, they do one or two songs, 3 or 4 songs, whatever the case is. Why not? Like, this is what I don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? But everybody want to get on these mumble rappers. Everybody want to get on these newfangled guys that's coming out of the freaking woodworks. But are you doing your best? Are you doing everything that you could do to keep the history of hip hop alive? That's the question. Are you doing everything you could do? That's what I'm saying. You got artists out there in the West Coast. They go do shows. You on tour, right? Why can't you get as much of NWA as you could get together? Those guys got some freaking songs that don't have E in them or Cube in them or Dre. I guess they don't. But you understand what my point is. Why don't you get some of the groups, the older groups that nobody know about, that didn't have the opportunity to go but so much mainstream, and people only know about them in their town, like a E40. And everybody love E40. Why isn't he on tour with people on the regular? Like, this is what I'm saying. You can't get mad at Lil Xan about not knowing about hip hop. Right? You mad at Lil Xan for not knowing about hip hop. But at the same time, you're not doing everything that you could do to make sure that the youth of tomorrow know about the past that hip hop was. That's just not fair. I think that these guys calling out Lil Xan, I agree with them. I'm not saying I don't agree with them. But at the same time, I'm like, what are you doing? Stop having one feature with some old school rapper. Screw that. Let him come tour with you. Put some bread in his pocket. Get him some. You don't never know. Maybe one of his older songs all of a sudden blow up, and then the next thing you know, it's freaking all over fucking, part of my language, YouTube, and then, or whatever the case is, and now he's making some money, not just off of the tour, but he making residual money from the freaking songs that he did from before. You understand? Q-Tip got bangers. I don't know if Q-Tip is touring. He might be, he might not. But Q-Tip got bangers. Why is Q-Tip not opening up for somebody or something? I don't understand this. So everybody that think that they hip-hop, and you in hip-hop, and you want to say that this... I don't want to call Lil Xan a goofy for what he said, but I mean, for what he said, you're goofy. But everybody that want to get on Lil Xan about what he said, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's all I'm saying. What are you doing? Anyway, I want to know what y'all think about that. Do you think that, these hip hop artists should be trying better to keep the history of hip hop alive? I think they do. But what do you think? I want to know what y'all guys think. Please leave it in the description. I'm so sorry this video was so long. I apologize. But you know, I just had a position, and I really ain't get it all off my chest, not for nothing. I might make another video on this, but let me know what y'all guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. Yo, look, I love y'all, and remember, you cannot talk about someone else doing or not doing something that you are also doing or not doing. The result might be different. Their mindset might be different at the conclusion of what they're doing or not doing. But the act is what you're actually criticizing. They're not criticizing the fact that Lil Xan thinks that Tupac is boring. They're, in reality, think about it. They're criticizing Lil Xan not knowing enough about Tupac in order to be able to even have a good freaking answer to the question that he was given in the first place. That's what they're criticizing. So if you guys was out there keeping people informed on Pac and other old school artists, this problem wouldn't exist. He would know enough to have a more informed opinion on the subject, whether he liked Pac or not. That's all I got on this one. I love y'all. Take care of each other. I'm out. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like to help dictate the direction that this channel takes, please leave a comment. All comments are appreciated, whether positive or negative. Thank you very much and enjoy your day. And remember, positive thoughts cause for positive things to happen. Let's get it.